Okay, hey everyone, it's the Experimental Show. And this week, since we were making candy canes in the studio, I'm revisiting a thought I had about making numbers for our house. The easiest way to test out something new is to use the frit color. Eventually I want these to be cane, and the cane is heating here in the garage, getting nice and hot, so we can use it to test these numbers out once we know the process. I have, our house number is 716, so I have enough canes up there to make those numbers. But to start out, what Jake does is he gets the glass from the furnace, and we're just going to test them with these green colors here. Green is not a super expensive color, so it's a great way for us to test the pattern and the design, what we're looking for in the finished piece without spending a lot of money on the color. Reds are expensive, blues are inexpensive, but our house would not look good with blue numbers, so the green was neutral enough that I was satisfied with that. Two colors, there's a little bit of clear in between, and when he holds one end and turns the pipe, you can see how the color twists up. So that's what I'm looking for, is kind of like that twisted candy cane. This color's on the outside. Here is the maquette, or he's being goofy rolling it on the cardboard, but that's the template for the numbers. Pretty simple, not a lot of technique in the numbers. They're not a super squirrely font or anything like that. They're pretty basic. But my point here is to show you that glass doesn't like angles. And so part of this, Jake has never done these. I've done these a couple times, so I know what I would do, but I wanted him to start with his direction and see. Sometimes when you do these experimental shows, you come up with new ideas. So I was just like, hey, why don't you play around with this and see what you come up with? And so they're trying to make this sharp bend in the number 7 here, but glass doesn't want to be sharp. So they're using wood paddles and they're squeezing it down and trying a few things. And you're going to see we're going to go through a variety of numbers. Now he makes the cut using the torch, heats it up and makes the cut where he's going to break this number 7 off. And then these are little posts that will go onto the wood, raising the numbers off of the wood so that you have reflection underneath. What he's laughing about here is that he put the little glass nuggets on the wrong side, so the 7 is backwards. That's why this is the Experimental Show. All right, we ended up doing like 8 of these. Just to give you an idea, it doesn't come that easy. In future shows, what I'm going to do is actually get the piece 100% finished, and I'm going to put 2 segments together. This is the first segment. We're back to different greens, stretching it out, kind of the same thing. So again, this is a twist on the outside. This is how we could do like a mug handle or a design in the glass that's pretty cool. Ultimately, I'm going to use cane for the piece, which has the glass on the color on the inside, and the outside is clear, so it's really reflective, and I think those will make really nice house numbers. So long, straight things are tricky because when you go to reheat them, the whole thing wants to heat up and then it's going to bend and move, not how you want it to. So see how he got the bend in it. He's thinking about the number 6. And one other thing about glass, the less you touch it, the better off you are. So the Italian master I trained with would carry the tweezers to the glory hole, and as soon as he came out, he'd be shaping it in his mind. By the time you sit back at the bench and walk over, you've already lost a bunch of your heat. So the Italian master, again, had the tools in his hand, and as he was walking backwards, he'd be shaping the glass. You can see here, while it looks like a 6, it's not consistent to the cardboard. It's got like a crazy bend in the top of it. So we're going to try a bunch of different things. This was fast forwarded to another version of the 6, and Jake's discovering, and it's so funny because he gets so frustrated, but you got to figure it out. It's got a bend in it that he doesn't like. But still, we're going to put the little dots on it and figure it out. And this gives me time to size it up to the wood, to put it against our house, see if the numbers are too big, too small, what needs to be thicker, thinner, all of those things. So number 6 is done. We use the torch on the top part. Be able to cut that off. Torch on the bottom. I also don't like how the torch, see how it's not turned all the way? I don't like how the torch leaves a clunky bottom. So I'm deciding if I want to cut them or how I want to finish them. So we're on to the cane now. Matt's got a piece of cane, and the garage is hotter on the left side. To keep the cane from cracking, you need to heat it up in the flame. This garage is about 1200 degrees. We work the glass around 2000. So to take it straight from the bottom there and then go to the glory hole, sometimes it cracks. So you do heat it up a few minutes in that other heat. He's taking a towel, there's some brick dust in there. He can wipe it off so it's not on the finish. So we did a couple of those and then realized, you know, we're gonna need some molds to make these numbers consistent. What if we used a mold? And so on the table there you see a circle that's made out of metal that he was able to wrap the 6 around. That solved the problem with the top part of the 6. I'm not super satisfied with the inside of the 6. We cut it at an angle, but I want it either tucked in and wrapped around. I don't like that little point. My eye goes there versus looking at the whole number. So these are just like tiny, tiny little things that need to be perfected. They don't sound like a big deal, but when you add 10 of them together, it's not what I envisioned in my mind. So we try a bunch of things. Jake was curious what it would look like with just clear. Now, I don't want just clear because from a distance, if you're looking at someone's house, clear numbers, you're not going to be able to tell. But what you will be able to see is the reflection of the clear, and that's why I wanted to use the cane for the final piece. That clear is really nice. It gives light through it. Here we are using another metal mold and 2 wooden paddles to get that angle on the side. It's bigger than we need it, so again, he's going to cut it down to size. Got a sharper corner on it though, so that's good. And then using the torch to just really spot heat works really well. When I was trained to blow glass back in '91, we did not have torches like this, so this is like a bonus. Jake is really confident with the torch and does a nice job of it. I'm still not super comfortable with the torch. I don't use it very often. Some of it could be that I'm short, you know. He's taller than me, got longer arms than me, all of that jazz. And maybe it's easier for me. This 7 is way too big, it's way too long, and it's too thin, so that's not a success. But here we go into the color. Now I've got 3 pieces of white, and the 6 is probably going to take a longer piece than the 1, right? So the 1 is pretty basic and simple, but I do need to think about the end, the tips, where it comes off from the pipe, what I want that finished edge to look like. I want it to look like it's finished, not that it's just cut off and has the texture. This one, you can see the pattern of the cane on there. Done the right way. He's going to put the knobs on the right way, but also any addition of glass puts additional stress on the glass. So later on, when that one gets broken off at the bench, you're going to see it actually cracks, or maybe it's this one that might crack because it wasn't heated. All right, this is the edge I'm talking about. I don't like that. I like when he squared it up with the torch. Which, again, they're minor details, but this is what makes the piece finished. It's like cutting the threads off something you sewed. All right, that was not intentional. It was not supposed to break that way. So Matt scooted it to the end, finished it off. The 1 was too big. The other thing is Jake's not paying attention to the size, and he's just kind of getting the pattern down. I like how it's cut with those shears, but what I'd like to see is that really wrapped around and tucked in. That, just a touch more would be great so that tip won't break. But you can see how it shortens the 6 up real quick. show in the finished piece some wood that I'm looking at. So there's the stencil. I thought if we got really creative, we could go a little further, but that didn't happen. We have all this live edge wood at the studio, and Chris had been doing work with a woodworker, so he gave us all this wood when he retired. There's cool designs there. You know, depending what your house is, you might see something here that you like. The line in the wood might be kind of cool based on what the numbers are doing. Everyone's got different tastes. So here's the finished numbers. I did them on the white table just so you could see through them, the little shadow. There's the backing, the number 6, that's the backward 7. There's the pattern so you can see the 2 colors. I don't like the color on the outside. I do like this with the clear and able to see through it. I think that's going to be really nice against some dark wood. There's the one that broke shorter. The first 6, don't like that bend. That's when we started getting the mold. The second 6 is better, but I don't like that tip. 7 too short, 7 too big. I'm just showing you some of the cane patterns. So that would look good as a number. That would show up. And when you're walking into the house, the way our house is, we see these numbers, so it will be very nice for us. This is that final 6. This was one of the best ones. I'd still like to see that inner tip tucked in a little bit more so it doesn't look so pointy. But that one worked out really well. And then I forgot, and I did this video vertical. So in the future, I'm learning. I will do a horizontal video, but I wanted to get it to you guys by Sunday. So here it is. This one I'm talking about the corners of the mold, how they're different roundedness. And if I'm trying to make a sharp square, that one didn't work, but the small one did. So those are the choices that I have. And then I took some wood out, and if the wood's really busy, you can't really see the numbers or the patterns on the numbers. So I would not use this style of wood that you see right there. What I might consider is a more solid wood so that the colors really stand out. See how they get lost on the wood there. 67, that was the year I was born. All right, there's the 7 again. I'm going to show you. This is a darker piece of wood. I think this wood would be more successful. And here's a super dark piece of zebra wood, but that one's too thin for the numbers. So again, there's like, this is, because it's my house, I can pick what I want to see, what matches the house and how the numbers look. So 67, that looks good. I think I spin them around 76. So that's an idea to play with different size numbers as well. That shows up nice. So using metal molds allow us to create a pattern. Eventually with this piece, I will do a mold to make the numbers correct. If you like this video, follow us. Thank you for watching. Love to see you again. Continue to hit the subscribe button. We've got more entertainment coming for you on Tuesdays and Sundays. Thanks for watching, everyone.